The FIR Podcast Network presents FIR on Higher Education with Kevin Anselmo. And now here's your host, Kevin Anselmo.
Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to episode number 13 of FIR on Higher Education. And I'm going to turn it over to our friend Harry Hawk, and here is his report about Facebook use in higher education.
Thanks, Kevin. In episode 12, when you interviewed Michael Schoenfeld, the Vice President of Public Affairs and Government at Duke University, you spent a lot of time talking about crisis management. And I really believe there is a strong overlap between crisis communication and social media. You need to present your communications where the conversations are happening. I'm not talking about just putting up a, quote, fan page related to a particular crisis. I'm talking about using some of the more technical and some of the actually paid features of Facebook. I believe both organic, earned, if you will, and paid communications on Facebook is incredibly relevant to crisis communication. So let's dig in. How can we use some of the more technical features to help with crisis? The most important point here is that Facebook allows you to use what is called a custom audience. This is an audience that you give to Facebook and they match up against their membership. You create a custom audience by giving Facebook an email list or a phone list, and then they match those phone numbers and email addresses up against the records that they have for the members. So there's a good chance that most of those people are going to be on Facebook. And this opens up the door to all kinds of very narrow, targeted communications. Obviously, you could target alumni groups or specific alumni groups by program. You could target current students. You could target parents and grandparents, even siblings of current students. You could target current or emeritus faculty, target reporters. You could target government members, local government or state or national government members. Any group that you keep a mailing list historically, either email or physical, or a phone list, you can put into a custom audience and address that group through Facebook. There's a feature called retargeting, and it's normally used by marketers, particularly those who are engaged in very transactional sales or some sort of thought leadership related to sales. Essentially, you put what is called a pixel on your website. It allows a company like Facebook and yourself to track which visitors come to your homepage. And then when they come to Facebook, you're able to retarget them. So if you were shopping on Amazon and you were searching for snowshoes, later on when you're on Facebook, you might see an ad for snowshoes. I feel this could be incredibly appropriate for crisis or other kinds of seasonal or time-sensitive communications. You know if a particular group of people, by using this, quote, pixel, might have come to a crisis page, and so every couple of weeks you can put out communication during the long tail end of the crisis to update them, to follow through, to invite them to counseling sessions, to invite them to all manner of other activities around communicating with this group, building community and strengthening community. But it doesn't have to be limited to crisis. There are psychographic, demographic, and geographic targeting features built into Facebook. You might wish to select people around the town of different ages or different educational backgrounds and so forth who you might wish to communicate with, or there may be, again, specific campuses or other kinds of geographic data where you might wish to target a message to those individuals. And if geographic data isn't appropriate, you might look at psychographic, which is interest, and you could target a wide range of individuals. Well, Kevin, I could go on and on about this topic, but again, I thought it would be interesting. I'd love to hear questions, go into further details. Anybody who wants can reach me on Twitter at HHAWK or see me on the Google Plus FIR Community Forum. I hope everybody has a great week. It's Harry Hawk saying goodbye.
Interesting points there you make, Harry. I have to say, earlier today I was in my mastermind group. A mastermind, for those not familiar with the concept, is basically a group of individuals, usually 3, 4, 5 people, who are entrepreneurs working for startups, all kind of in the same boat, different maybe industries and lines of work. But basically this group meets together, shares best practice, and does deep dives on different subjects. And today we looked at Facebook marketing and Facebook ads. You know, it was interesting. I learned a whole lot from this session. I never at all put Facebook ads and crisis communications in the same bucket, but for the reasons you outlined, and considering the fact that organic Facebook posts don't get the same visibility as they once did, what you outlined there in your report makes a whole lot of sense. And it's something that I would recommend that communications professionals thinking about crisis communications contemplate. And that, my friends, is a wrap on episode number 13 of FIR on Higher Education.